Greetings. My name is Jerry Bragg. I am pastor of Chalice Christian Church and instructor for this course. I am glad to be here. I love the history and polity, the study of history of polity of our church, and really enjoy imparting that to others. I taught the online version of the Acts History and Polity class about a year ago, and they asked me to do this class with you all, so I'm very happy to be here, and I hope you will get as much out of it as much enjoyment as I put into it. Um, a few housekeeping things before we get started is that by now you should have the three books that are expected for this course. Mark Toulouse's book, Joined in Discipleship, Shonda Jaw's book, Place at the Table, and then Deborah Hull, Christian Church Women. You can get those through Chalice Press online or through Amazon. Either place will carry them. And I believe on uh, the Northern California, Nevada regional website, there's a link to Amazon, which if you go through that link, the region will get some of the percentage of the profits from the sales of the book. So that might be a nice way to do that if you haven't done it yet. The way the course will run is each week I will put up one or two of these lectures, video lectures, that will I'll do it early in the week. I was trying to get it done by Monday, but I ran into technical difficulties. So hopefully in the future it'll be by Monday afternoon or evening. But this won't slow us down much because I know there's some of you who aren't registered on the site yet, and I have to look into that and make sure that everybody gets onto the website. But then I will put up some discussion questions. If you go to the course website, I'll put up forums, they're called, where I'll ask a question or make a statement and ask you to respond to that question or statement. And there'll be 2 or 3 per week. And you will not only respond to that, but hopefully you will read your fellow students' comments and make responses to that too, so that it's an ongoing discussion among us on 2 or 3 topics. So don't think that just because you made your response, you're done. I expect that the conversation will continue and that you will read your fellow students' comments and make responses to those. The only way that online education works is if there is interaction. Um, it's a new form of education, and we've got to do it in different ways. So there needs to be discussion, more so than in a traditional classroom. So also, on Thursday evening, I am going to set up a chat room, which if you go to the course website, there will be a link to that. And we will have a discussion about this week's topics, where you can ask questions, make comments, as a further chance for interaction with your fellow students. That will be Thursday at 7. And if Thursdays don't work for you, please let me know, and we will find another evening of the week uh, that will hopefully hit everybody. We'll go for the majority, or maybe some weeks it'll be one day and the following weeks it'll be the next day or something, so that everybody has a chance to take part in the chats. So let us get on to the course material. This week we're going to look at the very early beginnings, the pre-history, before the disciples came into being. And to do that, we have to think about American history. American history taken as our founding from July 4th, 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was approved by the Continental Congress, is important because this is an American religion. This is an American faith, Christian Church Disciples of Christ, an American denomination. We say we're the first of the major American denominations to be founded. And in many ways, that's true. So we have to remember the setting in which we find ourselves. First off, prior to the Revolution, of course, it was simply a group of colonies, uh, colonies that were founded for different reasons. Maryland was a penal colony. Uh, some of the southern colonies were there for agriculture. And of course, Massachusetts and some of the New England colonies uh, were founded by people seeking religious freedom. Pennsylvania carried that even further and offered religious freedom to everybody. The New Englanders tended to seek religious freedom, but then once they got it, not allow it for anybody else, of course. Um, but the mid-Atlantic colonies were more open and were founded so that, and I realized I just made a mistake. Georgia was the penal colony, not Maryland. Maryland was founded as a Catholic colony. Lord Baltimore was a strict Roman, not strict, but a devout Roman Catholic, and his colony was founded along those lines. But into that, what bubbled down until 1776, from 1620 when the Pilgrims landed through to 1776, we have religion is there but taking a back seat. Following 1776 and after the American Revolution was fought, uh, people are attached no longer to religious institutions. Though many of them are seen as European, they're the old country. Uh, they're not for us as new Americans. Um, what takes its place, though, is American civil religion, which elevates patriotism and nationalism to a point of almost to religious fervor. And the founding fathers become the uh, the saints, as it were, of our history and of this American civil religion. America, there was a decline in church attendance. There was a decline in interest in religion, and people instead grew in the fervor for their nation. Uh, I just recently watched the HBO series about John Adams. And towards the end of that series, when John Adams was a very old man, he was taken to see the famous painting by John Turnbull of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Adams became quite agitated and upset about it. He said it never happened like that. This event never took place. That people were coming in and out of Philadelphia and signing the Declaration as they could because we were at war. And Adams has a point. We've created this mystique around the founding fathers. We have now, and also those in the later part of the 1700s, early 1800s, created a mystique about the founding fathers that puts the founders up on a pedestal and makes them maybe not superhuman, but just a bit above the rest of us. Folks like Franklin and Washington and Jefferson.